All right. Anyway, you
Sorry.
this might be the whole social media episode, which it
Right.
normally is.
I know.
But you had
But
you're very active on social media, right?
yeah,
And you look the way you look,
yeah,
and you post very frequently.
yeah.
So you're always on people's timelines
Yeah.
and with stories and everything else.
And I post a lot. I probably post like a lot of girls that look good still don't even post a lot. You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm. Because they don't need to.
Yeah, they don't. What? Oh, you trying to say I need to?
No, I'm just saying that
No, I think a lot of people are so. I think even girls that look good are so like what's the word?
Vigilant.
Like, vigilant about their appearance. Like they're still hyper aware and they're still insecure about it. For me, like the girls would post pictures on Instagram. Like you see, they archive everything. Like they think it's ugly now. I don't do that. I look at my pictures from like 5 years ago. I'm like, this picture is fire. Like this, like I don't archive pictures. Like I don't know. I'm very like just think I look good through all my phases. So I feel like even when I take pictures, I like a lot of my pictures. Like I just like how I look. So I post a lot because I just like how I look. I feel like a lot of girls that look good still only narrow down their pictures to like 4 good ones. I'm like, no, all these look good. So all these are getting posted on Twitter. So I'm gonna post back to back to back. I just think that's how I am. That's the difference. Like I just really like how my pictures come out and my videos. Like I'm like, oh, this cute, this cute. Like you see my favorites. There's a lot of pictures in there. So yeah. So I feel like I do post. I probably post more than the average,
yes.
especially pictures.
So because of that, you you get a lot of, and you have a bunch of Twitter accounts. You have like 17 Instagrams.
I have 2 Twitter accounts and I have.
So you post a lot. So you get a lot of male attention online, right? So
I really get it mostly on my new Twitter account because I think a lot of people on my old Twitter account understand. Like I've had that Twitter account for since 2011, so it's like 11 years. So people are pretty aware on that account my relationship status. Thing with this new account, people still don't really understand the depth of it yet because they wasn't there. Like the followers on my other account, they was there. They seen me first meet you, do now, so they probably respect it more. These new people, they don't know. Instagram, not as much. I don't get as much thirstiness, but I usually get it from new followers, not anybody who's been following me for a while. But yeah.
So you wanted to bring up the topic about why men and women, I guess, because I'll bring women into it. You brought men into it.
Yeah.
Why somebody that knows that you're in a relationship still tries to pursue you. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it away.
Because they're mentally ill. That's always my answer to stuff. Because a lot of people are. I feel like okay, maybe they're not mentally ill, but I think they're definitely. It's a lot to unpack, right? There's an aspect that people have this ego boost where they think they the man or they that girl.
Hold up.
And they could take somebody's partner.
Let's
no, you're a psychopath and insecure.
Let's go point by point as you go through this. Now, that one right there, I feel like needs to be. I think men need to let that part go, because the one thing about life and the one thing about women is that you may win, because I've been on both sides of that, right?
Yeah.
So you may get a win here, but
Wait,
you're gonna.
What do you mean you been on both sides? You try to pursue somebody taken?
Yeah, but that's because I didn't like him.
Oh my God, babe! You had to you said I haven't this. Well, you might have told me that. I think you told me that.
I did.
I'd be forgetting something.
I just didn't like him, so like that was more out of a spiteful thing.
Yeah, which is fine.
And then it worked. So it's like you get a W here, but then you take an L where somebody does that to you, right?
Yeah,
So,
and that's the thing too that kills me. People will do that, but then when it happens to them, they quick to go crazy.
yeah. So that's why it's kind of like a game, like it like leads to no end, because you're not gonna you might be who you, because you even see celebrities deal with that, right?
Yeah.
It's like somebody can steal Drake's girl. Like that can happen.
Yeah.
Like just because you're whoever you are, you have how much money you have, you look however you look, you're still just a person. Like anybody can get taken at any point, right?
Yeah.
So you should never have that confidence like, oh, I'm that guy, I could take his girl, I could do this, I could do that. Because you might get that win here, but you're gonna take a loss somewhere else. And somebody's gonna be, and then you're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
So like men gotta definitely drop that, and
Both.
women are like that too.
Yeah, like I think every human being needs to put their ego down. Like there's like you always see the tweets. Oh, I'm one of one, irreplaceable. I saw this girl she follows me, and she got a following, but she was all like, the man that gets a baby out of me is gonna be lucky. Like you guys need to relax and humble yourself. Like why is he gonna be lucky? Like you're not like you're a pretty girl, but like humble yourself. Like it's just like people swear they so one on one. There's so many pretty people out there. There's so many like good looking people out there. Like you guys need to like stop acting like
People
you're
that have better personalities
yeah,
than you, that are
yeah, they look better than you and they are a better person.
yeah,
Like humble
and would be
yourself.
better for your man than you are.
Yeah, like you think could you look good? You got a little body like that. That says something like this. That's why I love living in a big city. Cause I think, and this girl's from New York too. I'm like, all you gotta do
Oh,
is walk.
she gotta relax.
You gotta relax. So all you gotta do is walk in New York for 5 minutes, and you pass 20, 30, 40 people that
Look
look
better
just
than
as
you.
good or
No,
better than
that
you.
look better than
Dress
you.
better than you. I'd be like, damn, I thought my fit was flea. Like I still be having confidence, but I go out there to New York. I'm like, damn, her fit
Which-
is way better
you
than
know-
mine. She look good. It's like people gotta humble themselves. That's just New York. There's a whole world out there of billions of people. Like
You can't. I don't. That's blasphemous. You can't live in New York and have that opinion.
exactly. I'm like, you live here. Like
I'm like, there's a whole other part of the world, like not other part of the world, the whole other rest of the world that
Yeah.
exists. Like, there's people that look
and New York is like you would consider kind of an epicenter because there's so much diversity
right.
here.
I would argue that like there's probably a whole because like people that have that mentality. I'm like, wait, there's probably a whole country where every single woman looks better than you.
Yeah, like go out and see the world because people go to these countries in like Asia and like they go to these countries in Africa and they be like, wow, like
It's like yeah, there's a
they
whole place
go
outside
to South America,
where they don't even have social
Central
media.
America. Yeah, so you don't know what these
You don't
people
even know
look
what
like.
people look like.
They be like people in South Africa. There's a girl on TikTok from South Africa. I'm like, wow, like she like I never seen anybody look like this before. So it's like people need to humble themselves. And it's like it's just so crazy. Like I even seen a tweet too. They were like, when you go to Miami and with your man, and it's like his neck was like, it's like girls literally would be making like they're so insecure. Like they're on TikTok like. I can't bring my man to Miami because everybody down there looks good, or they all look the same. They have like the BBL bodies, and like, there are a lot of Spanish people down there.
And you know what? One thing about me, and I don't know if you feel differently. For me, whenever it's not that I can't take a compliment, but I take everything like anytime I take a compliment, like I don't take myself too seriously. And I think that's the most important thing that you can do is never take yourself too seriously. Because then I feel like you start to believe the things that you think about yourself. And you could think that you look good. You can even know that you look good.
Yeah.
You can think or know that you dress well. You can think or know you have money or success or whatever it is. I don't take myself too seriously because of that. Because
There's so many.
there's so many other things. There's so many different
many.
things that you may be lacking in. And that's why if you take yourself too seriously, you're never going to end up better in a better position.
Because like she gonna hear talking crazy on Twitter. Meanwhile, the man of her dreams might not even respect the fact that she just be talking crazy online. And I mean, maybe that's not the man of your dreams. Then maybe you had somebody that aligns, but who don't care about your Twitter activity. But it's like people just be too cocky. It's like
A level of too much self-importance.
and the thing that usually drives a lot of that is the attention that they get from men. And so sometimes like the opposite sex is to blame, but then also as another aspect of it, because there was this tweet today I saw where girls always be like, oh, I know my V is good when this man can't like comes fast or whatever, and all the guys in the comments were like, no, men just finish fast when they want to, not all men obviously, but like. Like the guys in the comment, even the girls are like, we gotta stop this whole, like we too grown, we gotta stop this whole conversation. Like even if one guy said, even if it's trash, like that's actually a reason that you would finish fast. You ready for it to be over?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything, and that's what I'm glad that men and women were calling this girl out. Like we're 25, 26. I'm tired of seeing these tweets. Like your shit's not that good. Like it doesn't. For the most part, it all feels the same from what guys say. Like the slight difference is like I think the thing that makes something good or bad is usually the act, how the girl's acting, the lubrication. That's all. I don't know. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just glad that this humbling is happening to people because it's like we gotta stop. Everybody swears they're so like popping, and like I was saying, going back to that thing, people use them being in so many relationships or being pursued as like a gauge. I'm like, that's Not really a good gauge. Like
That's the worst gauge.
guys will bag anything. Well, maybe not bag, but guys will get with anybody.
They will.
Like, I mean, maybe girls would be like, "Oh, I had a good roster." Like they'll use their roster of all the guys they dated as like good-looking men. Okay, but look, were you able to keep any of them? Like, what does that say about you? You can even keep all these people on your roster that you're so proud of. Like,
Yeah. People gotta dial back the self-importance thing. But
yeah, and that kind of goes back to what we were saying. Like, this is inflated self, and people get that ego boost. Like, like if you compare real life to like a game, like The Sims or just any game, how you get points for doing certain things. I feel like people use that as a thing to get points on their self-importance, like what do you call it? Like their self-importance scoreboard. They use that like I could get this girl's man, or I could get this guy's girl. Like if they feel like they could get somebody who's in a relationship, that's like they add that to their self-worth. And like when in reality, you have no self-respect. To have to pursue somebody who's taken, like that makes me feel
it's also
cool.
weird.
It is weird. Like you want to get with a girl that's literally in a relationship.
Because like if a guy does that, then to me, I feel like you like me too.
No, for real. And that's what I saw this tweet. Yeah, I would reference tweets, but like, I had the comment because of my personal situation. But it was like, I hate when, or like girls that want to be your friend that like your man are weird. And then everybody comments like they usually want to be you or probably want you in some way or just or obsessed with you or a fan of you. I'm like, exactly, because like you want to get close to me and try to emulate me and copy the things I do to impress my man. Could you like him? No, you are a fan of me too. Like you're a hater in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
trying to copy makeup, hairstyle, fits and stuff to try to impress my man. Lingo, like
If a man tries to take another man's girl, the man likes him.
yeah, because like you like. From a girl's perspective, it's like you want to get with my man who be with me. Like, so you want my sloppy seconds. You like me. Like, you're nasty. You nasty. Like, if you really think about it, you're sick.
And I know some people are going to be dumb as hell and not have any context. It's not, everybody's been with somebody, so it's not about the fact that you're getting with somebody that had a previous history. It's about you specifically going after this person, knowing that they're in a relationship.
You want to feel what it's like to be me. You want to go that far to feel what it's like to be me. That you want to really feel that to understand. Oh, this is what man I'll be feeling.
Yeah, it's the ego. It's the ego thing. Freaks. Now, the thing, the importance about dropping that ego, especially with the toxicity of male ego, you're liable to get your face shot off. So
Whoa.
I think people,
no, but for real.
No, seriously, like on both sides. I think that you're playing. I think when people do that specifically, you're playing a dangerous game, especially if you don't know the other person. And that's not me condoning violence. It's just more so a common sense thing, right? Like people are possessive of the people that they're with, and that's why you always see the baby mama catches the guy cheating. And then
stabs.
Now somebody's getting stabbed, getting hit by a car.
What's her name? Floyd Mayweather's daughter stabbed somebody. That was with young NBA young boy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
So it's like, to me, it's like playing with fire a little bit, right? Because it is disrespectful. It is.
It is.
Like if you know specifically, and I'm a calm person, so anytime that's happened, especially with people that I actually know in real life, I'm just a calm person, right? So I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna be wilding out. I'm just gonna assume they like me, right? And that they want to be like me too.
Yeah.
So that's as far as I take it.
Yeah.
But for somebody for somebody that you don't know, you're playing with fire.
Yeah.
For real.
Like the people who are trying to like shoot their shot at me. What if you were crazy and was monitoring my social media, and like literally pulled up on these people?
Yeah, because they know, and that's the thing, right? Because then
it's just crazy that people want to even put themselves out. Like that's that self-importance thing. Like you think you invincible. Like somebody won't come up and do some crazy stuff.
Because the thing to me, right? Because how somebody would think that's like that, I don't personally think that way.
Yeah.
Well, I do think that way, but I have common sense.
Yeah, like you're not gonna throw your life away for something like that when you know I'm obviously at the end of the day, you got me. I'm here. Like I'm not gonna entertain that.
How I take it.
Some people don't see like that. They see it as, oh, this man's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still view it that way. I'm just not going to do anything about it. It's because I have common sense. People also do confuse common sense with being a pussy or a
Yeah, like
coward.
no, you got a whole life and make good money. Like you gonna throw that away for some bum?
Now, the DM you showed me the other day, and for context, guys, I don't monitor her
Which one?
DMs. I don't
Yeah, I
particularly.
show him everything because
I
it's
don't
just funny.
particularly care.
I be dying. Like these ugly, crusty niggas are weird.
But the
Sorry,
one
I
where the
keep
guy
saying.
said he was gonna take you on vacation,
Yeah.
that one that was funny.
Like you literally commenting on that on the picture that you took on the trip. Like I literally posted us on that trip. What do you mean you gonna take me on the next one, nigga? This is my man. Like 8 years almost. Like what? I can't.
Now, with that one specifically, right? They know, like they have to know, right? So when they do that, to me in my mind, they're calling me pussy.
Yeah,
So
because like they have to know. Because like if you're watching my social media like that to comment on my stories, like
you've seen me,
I post you all the time. I have like 5 highlights dedicated to you.
and I'm not no, because even the way I'm talking, I'm not a tough guy, right? I don't go around toting pistols, trying to be macho man, trying to prove myself to anybody. I'm not pulling up on nobody to fight to try to make myself feel better. Not that I won't put somebody in the earth with my bare hands, but I just don't walk around acting like I do that
Yeah,
or
'cause
that
you
I'm
don't
pulling
need
up
to.
on anybody.
You don't need to.
But the way I do take those DMs is that's basically what they're telling me, right? So there's a whole bunch of people that really take that seriously, and people should not play around
They
with that.
shouldn't, because you don't know what situation.
Because
you're into.
what if I lined him up for real?
Yeah, and like I don't really. It's weird. 'Cause I've seen his.
I know who he
Instagram
is.
name. Did he go to Montclair?
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely. I don't remember seeing. I don't know. I don't remember
Because
people.
what if I'm like, what if I take your phone? What's the addy?
And pretend to be me,
And
that's
then
the
I show
thing.
up.
And that's the thing. People.
But then if I do that, I'm
Oh
crazy,
my
right?
god. Yeah. Now you in jail.
Now
and the
I'm
mugshot
threatened.
and
I'm
you-
threatened.
yeah.
I threatened somebody. I'm not. If I had firearms, I'm not saying I do or don't.
Nah.
And they potentially were displayed after I pulled up. Then now I'm in jail, right?
Yeah.
But so that's why for me, I said I'm not gonna come across as a hypocrite because I said I did that before. Like, yeah, I've done it before, and that was obviously an extremely long time ago.
What?
Do the whole try to take somebody else's girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was an extremely long time ago. And today's day and age would never do that because that's some dangerous shit. You're very liable to get lined up.
Like people are, and nowadays people are so on edge.
Like really think about it, right? You post me an extreme amount.
Yeah,
You have
it's not
whole
like I
story.
hide you.
You have whole story highlights, right?
Yeah.
So to me, there is a high level of, in my mind, that he's calling me pussy. And anytime you show me those sort of things, that's how my mind takes
Yeah,
it.
cause it would be like I said, it would be one thing if I was like so low about our relationship and then post you at all, like people know what it is. Nah, like I literally post you accessible. Like you're talking about you bringing me on a trip when I literally just posted the whole trip that I was on with you, like
And
pictures that we took together, like us snorkeling, us on the playing with the pigs. Like, and you're like, are you stupid?
And the part where it kind of puts somebody like me in a weird predicament is like, not that guns and things make you tough, but I think people respect weapons more than they would actual fighting. Because I can really fight for real.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't hesitate to knock somebody out for real.
Yeah.
And I'm not a tough guy, again, to reiterate. But then it puts you in a weird position because then it's like, well, how should I prove to these people
Yeah, that you're not.
that I won't hesitate to take their head off either with hands or with a weapon?
I think honestly, like it's such a weird thing because it's like, I'm always like be the bigger person, especially like at our age now. We have a lot more to lose than we would have like back in college, right, or high school. So I'm on the whole side of me not giving that any attention. Already says enough, but I still get from your perspective, like, because for me, from a girl's perspective, I would feel the same way. Like if women were on your DM saying all this stuff, I would feel like, nah, she thinks I'm weak. Like she thinks she could just like step all over me. Like I feel like I gotta say something too. So I get it, but it's like
It's a weird thing.
It's a weird thing because the thing is too, doing that is kind of disrespectful to me though too, because it's like you are almost not respecting my relationship. You're not respecting me as a woman and my loyalty to another man. Like you think I'm like easy or something, I'm just gonna cheat like that. That's disrespectful to me.
That's why like whenever you get those, I almost kind of want you to answer it, because I would want to hear from a perspective of somebody that does that. Like why, like, because that is what that means. Like if a guy sending a DM is like, this girl's gonna fuck me.
Yeah, like come on, what else is your
intention?
Like,
you don't want
you
she
steal me to be your boyfriend, like
to have great conversation.
yeah.
So it would be interesting. And I don't, and maybe they don't know that.
What do you
That
mean?
maybe they don't in their mind, even though that's what their intention is. Maybe they don't know that that's how that comes across.
Yeah, right. Because you think you're being flattering in a way. It's like, nah, you're actually making it seem like I'm like some unloyal, like that basically. Like I'm just gonna just okay.
Oh, he
He's in
sent
my
me the DM.
Yeah, he's gonna bring me on a trip. You probably don't even make literally close to what you make. Like what are you gonna provide for me for real? Like it's just crazy. It's just so crazy. It's really crazy.
The one thing I will say about women that, at least in my own experience, I'm not going to generalize. In my own experience, I feel like they do it, but they do it in a more. It might actually, well, it is a lot weirder way, but it's almost in a more respectful way. I feel like the weird part is that they sometimes in my experience.
Oh, no, I thought you said girls are more respectful. Like
Yeah, in my
when
experience.
they're trying to pursue you. When you're
Yeah,
dating.
even yeah.
Yeah, I said sometimes. Because I feel like some girls are really bold. They don't care. They be like, F your girl.
Well, yeah.
Cause this is actually kind of funny that that we're having this conversation because one of the Claremont twins, Sinead, the one that went to jail, is getting a lot of heat right now because she quoted Steve Harvey's tweet and it was like "Come home, daddy" or something, and put like the little crying face in it. But it's like, nah, like that's a married man. Like this, like people were coming at her crazy. I didn't see nobody supporting her, not one. And it was on the shade room. They're like we love Steve and Marjorie. Don't do that. Like she needs to stick to her OnlyFans, dying around like. And she came back and was like, I have a crush on a lot of people who are married. It's just a joke. Like she's like, I say I have a crush on Nicki and Rihanna, Elon Musk. Like she had a whole list of people that she has crushes on. So I'm like, I get maybe she was playing around, but at the same time, like you see the heat that she got.
Don't play around.
Yeah, don't play around. Like look at you look crazy. And like I said, we were saying how people are bold. Like I feel like that's bold to make that a public tweet. And a lot of girls are like that. They don't care about they don't have no respect for the woman, which is crazy because then they want respect when they're in a relationship.
You know what? It's so unfortunate because, like I was just saying, the only way for things to stop is for something really bad to happen to people,
Yeah.
and that's really the only time. Like it's gonna have to be a string of people getting shot over doing things like this before people start to not do it.
Cause like you really don't know who you messing
And I'm
with.
not advocating for violence.
And the thing is too,
but it's like
the person that you're that could be their breaking point. They might not even have no priors. Like, what if for me, like that was my breaking point? A woman trying to pursue you, like I could have snapped. Like, you don't know what people's soft spots are. Like you don't just don't mess with people like that. And people be thinking they're so like.
I think it's just the fact that
Make my blood boil.
more often than not, obviously nobody's pulling up on anybody.
Yeah.
And then people feel safety in
But
that.
people
and that's
are though.
why
They still be fighting though.
They do, but I don't. As much as it happens, I don't think any fighting or altercations or anything like that are as common as those DMs and stuff are.
That's true.
Because think about it. Out of all of the people that you would say no about our relationship, there's been 0 altercations.
Yeah.
So I think that because that's such a thing like that.
But it's not like every person who DMs me knows there's been no altercations. They want to know that.
Well, that's true.
So,
But they probably sending that to every, like, and that's no disrespect to you.
No,
but
for sure.
they probably have sent that to a bunch of different
For
people.
sure.
And when you do that, it does work at some point. I would assume so.
It's just so weird to me though. Like something is kind of nasty though. Trying to pursue somebody who's literally actively in a relationship with somebody, it's just nasty to me. It's like I feel like you have no self-respect for yourself. I don't care.
There's a lot of things.
I don't feel like don't care how good looking this person might be. Like that's just you gotta have respect for yourself first, and you don't have self-respect at all.
There was I forget who he was doing it with, but Bobby did like a YouTube video.
Who's Bobby?
Bobby Schmurder, sorry. Did a YouTube video where they were doing like, I don't know if it was Smash or Pass, it might have been, or something like that.
Yeah.
And Danny Leg popped up.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't know because Bobby's been in jail,
Yeah,
so he didn't know her.
Yeah.
So they were talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, she bad, blah 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 blah." And then they were like, "Oh, she was with the baby, blah blah blah." He's like, "Oh, no." And then he's like,
So
he's like, "Yeah, we ain't doing that." Now, as we've seen,
quickly you just snap out of it, like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like right, like you find somebody's in a relationship and chill out. And with him, obviously, he's very willing to put people in the earth.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like people should have that mentality with everything.
Yeah, like just respect the relationship. Like
there's too many people in the world.
If the relationship ends, okay, go ahead, shoot your shot. Like, fine. But like this respect the relationship. And that's why like it's just for me it's so crazy too because we live together now. So the fact that it happens probably honestly it's been very frequent late like in the last 6 months. You know, if you have best servant looks, I get it. But we live together. Like that's the crazy part to me. I'm literally laying in bed with him while you're sending me these DMs. Like, are you crazy? Like we live together. Like, we've been together for so long, and that's why it does make me wonder. And we had this conversation before off camera. I really would hope this stops once we're married, but I doubt it. But I would think
I
that
don't
people
think
would.
so.
I would think though that people would feel really crazy coming into my DMs when I literally be flashing the ring. Cause you know me, I'm gonna be flashing my ring everywhere because I'd be flexing. I'm gonna be like,
I doubt it.
so. I just makes me
But
wonder.
and I'm not saying this because I think that you should.
Yeah.
But you still do continue to follow these people.
I do, and I understand that that's kind of like, cause I could easily just unfollow. So I get that. I get that. Cause that solves a lot of things.
Because I only follow people I know. Just because we have mutual followers or anything like that, I only follow people I've talked to for real in real life and people I actually know. If just because we have some mutual followers, because there's no other point in you following me.
It really is no point, and like we are getting to the age now where it's like
It's stupid.
There's
Like,
really no point in following people. Like, when we were in high school, freshman year of college, like you trying to meet people, I'm trying to make friends, whatever. At this age, there's really no point in following people, just to follow. You know.
yeah, for what? Like, I don't want to see. I don't know you, first of all. So what makes you think that I'm gonna follow you because I want to see, like, and now I'm automatically just want to see what you're posting? Like, nah.
Yeah.
So I think that that's the thing too, because it's almost like, and this is not me saying it personally, but how I would imagine that somebody else, like how I would imagine the guy would feel, is that you might not have necessarily even said anything, but the fact that you still follow,
Yeah. They're like, oh,
then
she
it's like,
followed
oh,
me, so
it's
that's
like,
some hope.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's still something. She's gonna DM me in 6 months when it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
type shit.
But it's like not like I feel like people gotta get out of that delusion. Like I get long term relationships end, but I feel like if you see people, like, I feel like if you see anybody in a relationship over 3 years, even at that point, you kind of just gotta take your loss. Like we literally met in 2014. That's almost 10 years ago. Like people gotta get a grip. That's why I kind of want to ask Alex what her experience is now that she's married and has about to have her second kid. I want to see how her experience is. I'm gonna ask her next time we talk.
You should
Because I want to see from a married woman's perspective if she still deals with this.
you should ask these gentlemen, the ones that you feel like would know,
Yeah.
because I'm so interested.
Like ask them what.
Like,
Like you think I'm a cheater?
yeah, and just ask. Because I think that's funny. Because like I said, I don't
And the
take
funny
it.
thing is though, even the fact that even if I was in a relationship, none of these guys are like literally when I wouldn't even look their way. They're all like ugly. Sorry.
Because to me, it's funny.
It is.
And that's why I said I don't take myself too seriously. I don't need to prove myself. I'm not no macho man. I do what I have to do if I have to do something.
Yeah,
But
no, that's why it is funny. That's why I literally tell you because
It's
I
just
literally be
jokes.
dying. I'm like the vacation one for me was mad funny because like yeah, I'll tell my boyfriend I'll be back Monday.
see,
I'll
but
be
then
back home Monday.
But if you said that to
If
me,
I
that's
said-
funny.
Yeah, I should have said that, but I'm just not. See, I be acting bold on this podcast, but you know in real life I'm not really that bold. So I was like, I feel like I'm too scared to say stuff like that because it's like that's kind of cringe. Like that's mad cringe.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's not. Yeah,
Especially if he knows. Because like I said, like
yeah, he knows.
Man,
He knows.
they just don't know.
That would have been funny. I should have said that. So yeah, but yeah, tell me the dates. I'll let my boyfriend know when I'll be back home. That's why we need to be married so I can be like husband.
It's not gonna.
That hits hard.
It's
No, but
not
that
gonna
hits hard.
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not gonna matter. If anything, it makes it worse.
Nah, but it makes you still look really crazy, especially these people who claim to be religious. How crazy do you look being on that level?
You know,
of sin?
religion's fake.
It is.
Religion. Let's talk. Never mind. Let's not
No,
talk
I don't want
about
to talk about this because people are gonna be real mad. But religion.
No,
is,
I don't give a fuck. I stand on anything.
It is
No,
as a
hold
cape.
up.
It's a cape for
Hold
people.
up.
to
I'll
have
stand on it.
Comfort.
So much of religion is about peace and all this other shit, but religion has been the number one murder weapon of all mankind. So you can't tell me how it's all about peace and treat thy neighbor like this and do all this other shit.
And
And
you're a
all the
trash
people,
individual.
like people be Christian and then are in the military.
Yeah, like you're killing his like not purposefully, but
No, on purpose. America's been tried for war crimes.
that's why you saw the Stranger Things episode. That's like was really triggering low key because I never been in no experience like that. But the fact that those guys, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched Stranger Things, so skip if you want to watch the new episodes. But when they was in a helicopter about to shoot 11, like shoot her down, like some, you know, she's put to be perceived as a high school girl in the show. That's how it be in real life. And then
Yeah.
they go back to their bunkers with the Bible and be like,
Yeah. So I don't want to hear that religion shit. Sorry.
yeah,
That's why I don't claim a religion,
me
because
neither.
I feel like I would be a hypocrite to claim a religion and then don't follow 99% of what the religion
Yeah.
actually is. Because I don't have a problem.
I believe in a higher power, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't follow no religion. No.
I don't disagree with the concept of religion, but I disagree with the fact that 99% of people don't follow 99% of the shit that they
And then,
claim.
and then they make it work around them, like,
God's working on me.
yeah,
I know.
like, oh, he's healing me.
I know.
Yeah, and that, but you just ate 3 bags of donuts,
And you eat pork
and yeah, you eat pork, and let's talk about gluttony. Was like,
and
oh,
you're obese.
that's why, you know, there's always a running joke of like black families be like, let this food nourish us. That's
Chitlins?
600, yeah, chitlins and 600 grams of sugar in those yams, and they be like, let this food nourish our bodies.
The 3,000 calorie meal, right?
No, that's why our community has heart disease and diabetes.
Don't get me
That food is not
started.
nourishing our body. Like, it's just so hypocritical. Like, super religious people really be scaring me. Like, that's cult. Honestly, they in a cult.
We gotta save this
We're
for
gonna
another
get
time.
canceled, but they
I
in
don't
a
care.
cult. They in a cult.
You know what? The beauty is that we don't have enough viewership that's gonna get this deep into shit.
That's true. So
But then eventually, if we ever got popular, they go pull up all this stuff and we gonna get
Alex
deleted.
are atheists. They're atheists.
I never said I was. I just don't.
I never said I
I
was
just
either.
don't subscribe to. I'm just not gonna categorize myself, because that to me is more blasphemous than anything. You're gonna claim you're supporting. You're a loyal follower of God and all this other shit, and you do everything in your power to do the opposite of what the
Yeah.
religion outlines.
Yeah, getting pregnant before marriage.
Because if you want to take everything out of ignore the whole Bible. If you just take the 10 Commandments for what they are, nobody follows any of that shit at all. Not even close.
Literally.
Love thy neighbor. Yeah, right.
You don't even talk to your neighbors. Like,
Yeah, right. You don't even know your neighbor's
Yeah.
name. You don't know their kids' names. We don't know.
I don't even know this.
Don't know nobody on this floor.
I see him. I don't even talk to him in the elevator. I be
Yeah, I
like,
don't say hi. Well, that's not true. I do talk to
I
people.
say hi sometimes.
I say hi all the time, but I don't know anybody's names. There's no.
For me, I do it off energy.
There's no love thy neighbor. There's no sharing. There's no caring.
Yeah.
There ain't none of that. So I don't want to hear any of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so going back, I guess, yeah, people don't respect religion anyway, so it's not like they're gonna respect our
Sure.
marriage. So
People do a bunch of debauchery and
but
read the Bible and
I
cleanse
can't wait for
themselves.
that though, because I'm gonna throw that in people's face. OD, like not like now you crossing the line, because now you're disrespecting my holy matrimony. Now you're disrespecting my union. That's what to be under God. Like no, now you're doing a line. Now you got for that I had to get cursed out.
One thing I would clarify, you know what? But then again, I think it depends, right?
I'm just gonna post a picture of you eating my butt.
I think it depends because if it's somebody that doesn't
Sorry.
know you,
I'm sorry.
because here's how I gauge it, right? There's the people that don't know anything about you; they just see you and then they're gonna say whatever they say. Then there's
Fine, like
then there's the people.
I don't blame them.
Then there's the people that don't know you but know you're in a relationship and then say something.
Yeah, like that person on Twitter.
And
today.
then there's people that know you,
No, I'm in a relationship.
know you're in a relationship, and then they say it. For me, I don't care about anything except for that. If I know you personally,
Yeah, that's why. I don't think I even told you about this situation that happened with somebody that we know. No, I don't know if I'm gonna put this on. Should I say it? I don't care. You know, I was at my line sisters that party bus thing, and one of our old friends was there. I don't know. I'm trying to say without saying his name, but one of the co-hosts of the party, the annual parties, short dancer.
mm-hmm.
He didn't say anything to me personally, but someone else, like, you know, everyone was really drunk, and someone else was like, "Oh, she fired," and I overheard him say like, "Yeah, she hard, well, she fired," and I just thought it was a little weird. Cause I was like, "Okay, you know, you've been here since day one, and I hear you in the back whispering, like it's just weird." And,
And you know,
I was like, "Ew."
So to me, in those situations,
That's sick, because you was there from day one. Like, you seen the relationship grow.
and that's why I said
And he knows you.
I feel differently, right? See, because then in that sort of situation, my opinions on it feel differently. While I still might not do anything to that particular individual, that to me is calling me pussy, and I just can't, especially with the person that you're talking about,
Yeah.
because it's him,
Yeah.
right?
It's like,
So it's like, and it's me. So it's
Yeah.
like, man, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
But obviously, I have common sense. I'm not pulling up on nobody.
I mean, it's one thing to like compliment. So maybe like he's not like he pursued me. It's not like he said anything.
Nah,
Like,
but even the nah, dog.
but he wasn't even complimenting me. That's the thing too. He was talking to me to someone else, and like I literally like everybody was. We got drunk that day. I don't know what was on that party bus, but everybody was a mess. I told you that's why 2 people was throwing up the same day. You said that's like nobody should be throwing up the same night they drink. Something would happen. So I think everybody was just out of it that day and was just maybe just chatting, but it was weird. I was like,
Nah, but don't chat, dog, because I wouldn't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because first of all, you would never say that around me, right? Yeah. And this is the other part where I stand on everything. I'm probably the most morally sound and solid person anybody could ever come across, and I hate when people say stuff like that because 99% of the time is not true.
Yeah.
But for me, you're not gonna say that to me.
Yeah.
You would never even think about saying that while I'm around. And I'm not no tough guy, right?
But you just know they wouldn't.
But you just wouldn't,
Yeah.
right? And you know that if it came down to it, I would put you in the earth with my bare hands. So with all of those factors, then just don't say anything. Mm-hmm. Because then to me, now you're pussy to me because you know you wouldn't say it around me.
Yeah.
And it's like,
why now too? Like, this is the first time hearing this in 8 years.
But then I'm crazy if I say something.
Yeah.
So, that's why I just be chilling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like the thing is, I feel like luckily both of us are at this point. Because we've dealt with this, like, on both sides, obviously. Like, I think honestly, the other way around was probably, I don't know, we both kind of equally had a craziness with people disrespecting our relationship, I think. It's been pretty equal, right? You would say? It's probably been pretty equal. So I'm just happy that we're at a place now where we're grown and it's like we know how to approach these things now. Like before, like remember I I was so naive and dumb and like when early in a relationship I didn't really understand certain things. So I would just kind of like be weird, like replying and stuff. So I'm just glad we're like at a better place because people used to try it a lot early in our relationship because we were young. Our relationships new. I don't think anybody really took our relationship serious in college, right? You would admit people don't take college relationships serious. No one took our relationship serious, right? Clearly. People was mad and disrespectful to us. I wish I could go back in time though, because I mean I would never risk my college career for nobody, but
I never think about this, but not like I never think about these things when they happen. But now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow.
What, our relationship?
No. I mean, just in general, the
disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. The disrespect is crazy, actually. People really like. It's just so messed up that people really be trying.
You know what the thing is though? I did ask you this before. I'm like, do I come across that way?
You don't. From what I hear from even guys about you is that you come across like scary.
I should, right? You see,
people literally be like, Alex is scary. Like everybody says that to me. They're like, does he hate us? He seems scary. Like you do come across very like.
But that's where I get confused. But like even when you took that TikTok of me just sitting in the corner with my sleeves off.
Yeah, but it's like his stance.
Yeah, my stance, right? That's where I get confused, and that's where I'm like.
People want to try. I think people like fighting. They want to try you.
I think they do because they're trying to.
People are haters too. They want you to break so you could lose it all. So you can lose
I think
your career.
Not even that. I think people might want to see if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Like, cause there's no act. Like, I'm not fake. I'm not putting up a show. Me sitting in the corners because I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
It's not me trying to act hard or act tough. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not from the streets. I'm from the suburbs in a very expensive house. Mm-hmm. I was never raised to be tough. Mm-hmm. Dad from the streets, but he didn't raise me that way.
Yeah. Like
put me in a phenomenal position. Mm-hmm. I'm about to have my 2nd degree soon. Not a tough guy. So. I don't try to come across that way.
And maybe people know that too, though. Maybe like that's your demeanor, but then they also know like, oh, he's from like the suburbs of Somerset. Like he's like they want to get you to that point. They want to trigger you. It seems like. Or
they want to see if it's real or not, and it's not. Yeah. It's not an act.
It's so weird though. People are just weird.
It's not an act. Like I am scary. I'm actually.
Yeah, we've seen.
I'm actually crazy.
We've seen how you. Almost killed that girl's dad at New Year's.
Well, we didn't have to put that on the video.
Well, you know almost killed him. No, we talked about this before on the pod. We talked about
this. But you just said you threw the word killed.
Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. That might be flagged. Okay, I'm joking. But
allegedly.
You was He almost got knocked out. That's
I'm
all
not.
I'll say.
Wait. I mean,
Did he get knocked out?
let's not talk about it.
He was drunk, but he
Yeah.
was,
So, and I wasn't.
and you wasn't. And you was,
All right.
okay. Yeah. That was serious though. That guy was literally
But-
being a creep and like.
But I'm not tough, right? So
Predatory.
I'm not running to go get into a fight because that's how you just saw it, and we could talk about
And
this
that was,
next.
cause that was, honestly, that was the only fight I've ever seen you in 8
And it was swiftly over.
And it was very preventable too. The guy kept trying it. Like,
And
you
I
didn't
said,
want
yo,
it. You didn't
chill
want
out,
it.
right?
You didn't want it.
I'm not running on nobody. I'm not tough. I'm not
And you
trying
could have
to.
been in many fights. Like,
I'm not trying to pursue. Yeah, because there's been other
there's
shit.
so many situations you've been in.
I'm not trying to run down on nobody. I'm not trying to beat nobody up. I don't care about no street cred, right? That shit just gives you credit, and you're gonna be dead.
Yeah, you just want to be left alone.
Yeah, just leave me alone. I'm making more
Respect
money
me.
than well, not if we look at the statistics, how much money I make more than the people I'm probably trying to fight.
Yeah.
All those different things, it doesn't make it worth it. But it's definitely not an act. I would definitely physically harm somebody if they push me to that point, and I'll be fine. And it'll be okay. But it's not an act, and I am scary, and people should probably be afraid of me.
Yeah, people literally say that about you. So it's just weird to me that. But like you said, it's like it's in absence of you of your.
But that's why I also try to do, and it's not that like I want people to be afraid of me, and I want people to think I'm crazy, or want people to think I'm tough, or want people to think that I'm gonna beat them up, or want people to think that they can't try me. There's none of that. But probably partially what it is too is the way that you depict me online too, because I don't think that you put me in a light that makes me look soft. But I think if somebody's perspective is only what you put out, and what you try to put out is like us standing over there showing outfits and shit like that, I don't do stuff like that. So
That's true, and unfortunately, a lot of like the fashion people get perceived as like
being soft,
weak
just
and
like the
soft.
R&B guys get perceived as being soft,
Yeah.
but some of the 90s R&B people were really in the streets, like
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
Like Bone Thugs and Harmony wasn't called Bone Thugs and Harmony for no
Yeah.
reason. Like they were really out here, and they'll really still kill you now.
So yeah, people definitely see that, like, you know, they don't see you in the gym hitting that the
heavy bag.
heavy bag, like looking like you about to kill somebody. Like, oh, I said it again, but you know, they don't see
Like I
that
could really
side of you.
fight. Like
Yeah.
I could really box for real. Like
That's why I be trying to post stuff, but you don't like me, I bother you in the gym.
yeah. Don't post me in the gym. So I think people's perception too is really just, you know, they'll see us standing over there, you hugging on me, you
Yeah.
showing outfits and stuff like that. So people probably, their perception is that I'm probably soft. I'm not soft.
Yeah, but it's like how would I even get that image?
But that's
of
what
you
I was.
off?
That's what I was saying, and then that's where it's like, oh, people don't think you're tough until you toting pistols on Instagram, unloading clips and shit
I
like
low
that.
key, I wish I would have recorded that fight on New Year's. I would have been like throwback.
Post it once a year.
Like, he's not one of them. I was kidding.
But even that, I hate saying shit like
No,
that.
yeah. No,
Like
now-
even what
now
I'm
you're
saying.
trying too hard.
Now I was trying too
Yeah.
hard. Even this conversation sounds like I'm trying too hard. But that's probably also what it is, because
It's just
we're on
annoying.
vacations.
Yeah.
You're posting pictures of of us kissing and all that kind of stuff. Like that seems soft to people, and it may be. But on the flip side of that, 99% of the time, what's going on when those videos aren't recorded, I'm mad and angry
Yeah. Like, I gotta force you to sometimes record some of that stuff because you
because I don't want to
you
do
don't
it.
want to be there or be
And because I don't post on my own personal Instagram.
Yeah.
And on my own personal Instagram, I'm riding a horse. I'm sampling
Babe.
I'm sampling Stranger Things. I'm sitting in a pool.
Yeah, but that's what you used to post stuff like that though. Like, you used to post like you at the gym and your knuckles bleeding. You need to go
My
get
knuckles
back
are
to
bleeding
that.
right now.
You need to go back to
You
that.
see my hands?
Yeah, they look a mess. You need to wrap them.
I do wrap them, but I just
No, but
punched.
you need to double wrap
I
them.
punched it wrong. You see how much bigger this middle finger is than this
Yeah,
one,
it's
because that
swollen.
shit is broken. But yeah, I'm not doing all that
Yeah,
to
'cause,
try
like,
to
we
prove
gotta
it.
prove, yeah.
And prove it to the person that you're talking about. Oh my God, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, these people are just crazy. I don't know
It's
who's
funny.
worse. I think guys are more bold, but girls are bold too. Because girls think that, you know, girls have the upper hand where they kind of could get. It's so much. I think it's easier for girls to take another girl's man. Because guys are so easy, and guys are
It
not
is.
really used to being pursued. So
I
unless
think-
they are a good looking guy, like, they're not really used to being pursued. I feel like, so if a guy would more likely. That's why, you know, guys usually known to cheat more too, because.
They don't get the opportunity.
Yeah, they
girls have the ability to say no. Guys don't have the ability
Yeah,
to say no.
guys usually don't say no unless the girl is really like that ugly. They'll look at a girl probably and be like, Yeah, she all right.
This
Not
might
like
this might sound crazy, but because not that I would cheat. God, I got a burp. But I think that my likeliness of doing anything like that at this point, and this sounds crazy, but it's zero because it's like I don't even trust like the way people even behave. It's like you can't like in the '90s. It must have been so easy to
I
cheat.
know, cause you don't have no social
But
media.
but people do shit for clout. People do things like
They do
trying to
something
get
to
one
see.
up on somebody,
Yeah,
like all that type of shit. And that's why like I can never get caught up in anything like that.
yeah. That's why I feel like in one of our situations, that's kind of what it was. It was kind of like the upper hand almost. Like she wanted to have something on me to make to win in her mind. Like she was so mad at how everything went down, and so she wanted to try to get upper hand me.
Because nobody wants to just cheat like you're supposed to cheat and just have it be a physical thing and then move on. Like people want the relationship now. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
couldn't be me. Y'all niggas is wild, and that's why y'all get caught up, and people end up getting stabbed and shit because y'all don't even
Nah,
y'all be
but
too emotional.
I think everybody needs to disrespect people. Like people don't respect others, and it's just crazy. Like your situation. I get when it's out of spite, but even then, it's like
That was once, and that's because like it was. That was yeah. We don't need to talk about
yeah.
that.
No, but I just mean like those situations do happen though.
Yeah,
Our situation probably was kind of out of spite too. What we dealt with, partially.
and you know what the problem with this is too, and this is the last thing I'll say. The problem is when it's somebody that you know or I know,
Yeah.
or that knows both of us. When they do it, the problem is, and I'll use this gentleman just because you brought it up. That particular gentleman, it's not unlikely that I might see him in real life.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Because now I'm gonna view you. Not because now and this is one thing I've always done for you, right? If anybody's done that, I would never put you in a situation. Because I remember one time you didn't tell me something
Yeah.
until later,
Yeah.
and I'll never put you in a situation where something like that happens and doesn't tell you, and I won't tell you because then that doesn't allow you to move accordingly.
Yeah.
So now that I know, I can move accordingly.
Yeah.
But like,
Cause like now, like what if you like, oh, like what do you do for work? Trying to get a job opportunity.
Right.
And it was like I'm not.
because when you did that before, I'm like, wait, I was helping homie with his homework, and now I'm looking crazy. We could talk about it off the camera. So now I'm looking crazy. I'm like, whoa, he was just doing this, and meanwhile I'm helping my man's get a degree. So it's like I always need to know where I'm at and move accordingly. So in this what you're talking about, there's a likelihood that I might be around this person,
Yeah.
and now I at least know he tried to dap me up. It ain't gonna be none of that.
Yeah, it's like, nah, you snake.
I'm like, nah, you cool.
You snake. Yeah.
And when we've been around him since we've graduated, which was once that I could think of that I was there, it wasn't all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't no dad, wasn't no that. And we don't have to respect each other.
The thing
But
is
if
though, but us too, like a lot of people kind of like freshman year obviously was freshman year, but ever since freshman year, like we kind of all went our separate ways, and me and you kind of always just been like, it's us against the world type of thing. Like we never really was messing with anybody like that anyway. So
yeah, because he don't have to like me and I don't have to like him. It's cool. But if I see you, don't try to dap me up.
yeah. And it's like don't be
Don't do that fake shit.
And
Yeah,
don't be
and
confused,
don't be
man.
confused either.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think on the crazy scale, the craziest people are the people that personally know the both of you and do how I do it. Those are the real crazy people in my opinion. Like those are like the sociopaths, in my opinion.
I think I gotta go to a gun range and start
Oh my God! See, Alex, don't say that. Cause next thing they're gonna pull up this video. Something happens, they're gonna pull up this video.
and just start shooting and posting.
We
Like,
have been to gun range in a minute though.
posting IG videos. I guess that's the only way.
I told you what the solution is. I'm just gonna post a video of you eating my butt. I think that clears it all.
I think that
will clear it
I think
all
that
up.
they love me so much that they would probably get off. No, honestly, on some real shit, I think that, and this is like where people where we were just the contradictory part of me just saying everybody feels self-important.
Yeah,
I feel like I am exactly what a lot of people in our vicinity want to be.
for sure. And a lot of people won't admit that, but you kind
They
of
don't need to.
like we've seen the hints over the years. Of like
People have said it.
people say it, like the people who actually humble themselves enough to actually admit it. Like I respect people who actually can admit it. But a lot of people, you just see it. You could just tell. You hear it in the conversation. You can hear it in the questions. It's like, oh, what do you do for work? Like, oh, where do you work? Like, trying to be like you, like, or, this like the admiration. A lot of people do kind of give off the admiration, whether it be through their questions, their compliments, them saying it up front, like literally saying it, or even in the shade. That's why I never took people who were like shade towards me seriously, because it's like I know who, like, J. Cole. I know the reason you feel away. I know who who you want to be, and every day I think the man upstairs that I ain't you and you ain't me. I love that bar because you could tell like the reason why a lot of people feel away. People say it like it's in their actions, it's in their weird commentary, it's in how they look at you. Dang, this is a crazy game.
Game's over.
Oh my God, are you serious?
But yeah, I think they're in love with me. I felt like that for a while though. I felt like that in college too.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Because I felt that the most once the men that other men looked up to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I see it now. But anyway,
Yeah, like not to like obviously not to gas ourselves up, but like we said, we've heard the stuff like you guys are fly, oh this, like, you dress this, or your image or your life and your job, it's been everything. So it's funny that you go from being that couple in school that's like couple goals that people said it. We've seen the text message that people.
That was a nasty time. We don't have to talk about the couple goals.
No, but it's just like But I'm saying like we had people say it to our face. We've seen private conversations that people screenshotted and sent to us to show how people were talking about us. So you see that, and then you see the development of. Dang, now they in the real world killing it too. So people are mad, like it.
But that's what I said. It's nothing's
we were killing it on campus. Now we killing it in real life, and now you really mad. Like now you really really mad.
Nothing's an act.
It's not.
Not with me.
Like we just work hard and our perfectionists. We like to look good. We like to live good. We like to make money. And like, you mad at that?
The thing is,
it's craziness.
It's alright. We can finish off, Mike.